Bravo!
Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine, this is Americ.
Hello.
Let's talk about the 100 Season 4, Episode 7,
Gimme Shelter.
We don't have any quick thoughts, so we'll jump right into Bellamy and Kane.
Or otherwise known as the search for redemption for
The search
Bellamy.
for redemption.
Yes, it was really. That's what the entire Bellamy and Kane storyline was all about.
I guess I didn't, I can see what you're saying. I guess I didn't see it that way exactly. See, for me this season, Bellamy is back to the way it was in season 1 and 2. So I think this is what the kind of stuff he would have done in season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why I wasn't like, oh, we're doing like the whole redemption again. For me, I was just like, yeah, that's just Bellamy.
Yeah.
So him going after, for me, the whole thing, the whole story with him trying to go get the two people stuck outside when the black rain came was more of like, this is so messed up that he has to hear them and he's stuck. And I just, I don't know. I just kind of was like, wow, that's a good storyline.
It was a good storyline.
Why do you hate on Bellamy, Americ?
I wasn't, for me, I guess,
like,
you know what? I think the biggest difference for me, because I just saw this as blatant Bellamy redemption, you know, it didn't really resonate as much for me. It wasn't like a big sacrificial moment. Let me tell you, I think the whole storyline, right, of Bellamy going to go get the people and trying to save would have been slightly more impactful had they picked another character, right, out of the blue, sort of like, I'll do this. Because, no, I know, I'm just telling you my opinion.
What?
Because Bellamy had done so wrong for so long in last season, right now pretty much everything he does, like, oh yeah, you're trying to make up for last time.
That doesn't even make sense what you're saying, though.
I'm just
this
telling
is
you.
the 100. If some random guy was like, I'm gonna go save them, we'd be
Oh,
like,
no.
why?
I'm not saying random guy. I think the perfect person in that particular episode would have been Harper.
If she had said, I'm gonna go with you, but Harper herself makes no sense that she would have gone.
All right. I will grant you that going with Bellamy would have made absolute sense for her.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the reason why she kind of like pushed that guy away was because she didn't really want to go in the rain, you know? So she's not.
I know, but she felt really bad about it.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. But for me, there's no way that Bellamy would not have gone. That's just who he is, you know? So that's why I'm like, yeah, it makes total sense to me.
Did I say it didn't make sense
I
that
know,
it
but
didn't
you're
go?
saying,
I'm
like,
saying it didn't resonate. That's the only thing. It didn't resonate for me.
You just hate Bellamy.
I'm not hating. I think maybe had he gone with Harper, as you just rightfully suggested, it would have actually made for a stronger moment.
Why?
Because she would have been the one going through like, we have to go. And he's the one who's like, look, I know we have to go. But he would have been the one, he would have basically played Kane in that scenario. Kane was actually not needed at all. I felt he would have been he would have come out a little bit more on it. He would have been like, look, I'm coming from a really different perspective.
I'm going to call this, you're a little bit nitpicking right now.
I'm not nitpicking!
You're a little bit nitpicking.
I'm not saying it was a bad moment. I'm just giving you my opinion.
It was a great moment. I personally really enjoyed the moments between Kane and Bellamy. I think that they've actually set this up, that Kane is helping Bellamy.
Yeah.
And they are actually growing closer. So it makes sense that he's the one who's like, Bellamy, you can't save everyone.
Clearly, we're not in accord on this particular aspect, and so we will leave it to you. So who are you more with? Are you more with Sandrine on this, or are you more with Americ on this one? Americ is the right one. And comment below, let us know.
Moving on to Octavia and Ilian.
Octalion?
Octalion.
I saw that. I saw people saying Octalion. Yeah. Okay. I don't hate it. Octalion. So yeah.
I don't hate it either, but I just kind of thought, oh, okay, already. We're just kind of like jumping right into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
How are we feeling about this?
For me, out of the 3 main storyline of this episode, this was the weakest. For
interesting.
me, personally.
Why?
I enjoyed the beginning when he's kind of following her, and I feel like he's actually trying to get some sort of redemption towards her and towards, you know, like her people. So through her, he's trying to get redemption. So he's kind of following her because he's like, well, you know, I messed up her home, so I should probably like protect her in the wilds. And I know what they were trying to do in terms of story. Like, you know, they're trying to get her to connect with someone and really break down and deal with Lincoln's death and all of that. I think it was a little bit forced for me. I mean, and the crazy thing is, I actually like the idea of Ilian and Octavia, and I think it's funny that she's once again picking someone that's completely outside of their world a little bit, or it's kind of like a bit
To
of
be
an
fair,
outsider.
she's been an outsider from the
That's true.
get-go.
But it's, so that's why I'm saying, okay, I like the fact that they're connecting, but the whole thing, the way it ended up being, felt just a little bit forced for me. I enjoyed it overall, but I wish they had taken a little more time to kind of make it happen.
Wow.
Do you disagree?
Actually, I agree with you.
Okay.
That's a very good point. Yeah, completely agree with you. My only question now is, we've seen in the trailer that later on we do see Octavia all decked out and all like warrior princess like. How do we go from here where at the end she's like, I'm gonna go with you, we're gonna go raise your sheep, that kind of ish?
We're gonna go. No, she's just taking him
Look,
home.
I understand.
And you know that's not...
I understand. What I'm saying is, how do we go from there to Octavia, warrior princess? That's kind of like, I thought we were gonna have Octavia go in the wilderness, come back stronger, but here she's like, not really going that direction. So that's the only question I have about that. So how are you guys feeling Octalian? Comment below, let us know. Are you #Octalian? Moving on to my favorite storyline of this episode.
Which actually didn't start out as like the best
No,
storyline,
it started out as an okay storyline.
No, I'm not saying it was bad. Like,
just...
but for me, the whole like Bellamy Kane for me was my favorite up until that ending happened with Emori, and I'm like,
all right, hey, let's set it up,
yeah.
right? Clark arrives for a nice little vacay.
Nice little vacay,
She goes to the
right.
spa, takes a shower. It's been a while. Been a while. And she's like, oh, this is nice. Let me sleep in the bed. And a noise appears. She's like, what's going on? And this whole leads to this, grounder that was there. And we're like, whoa, this is like badass. And we know the stakes are really high. Abby is like working on some sort of cure that's really, really morally dubious. And we're like, oh, Emori is gonna kill this guy. Emori's the commander of that. Like, this whole thing is setting up.
First of all, I hadn't even thought of using the guy.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw it coming a mile away.
I didn't think about it. But, this whole time I'm thinking this other guy, I was like, well, he's kind of, he's pretty convincing. But at the same time, Emori's story is so believable that he would... And plus, actually, it's based in truth. Because Murphy knew about the story.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it was convincing, because he knows she's looking for this guy. It just happened that it wasn't actually this guy that she said it was, so you're like, well, of course he would say all these things because he's definitely, and the way she was a good actress, like she really like
she
went
sold
in deep.
the heck out of it. No, here's where I think it really, like, you have to give it up to her. Up until the guy comes and attacks her, this is not her plan. Right? She's trying to get stuck in it. So the guy attacks her, she's fighting him. And then when they restrain him, in her mind, in that particular moment, she concocts that entire plan saying, this is the guy that attacked, knowing full well that it's not, thinking, oh, I'm going to use this so that he gets picked. And this is where you're like, oh my God, this is where she takes it to a whole other level. She makes it so that it's Clark's idea.
Yes!
To take the guy down. This is like multiple levels.
This is like, when the woman in the show is like trying to get her husband to do something, was like, we just have to make him think
it's his idea.
That's exactly what Emori did, but like on a messed up level.
She did it. So well. Like, she got Murphy, she got Clark, she got us at the end. Oh.
And at the end when he's like, Murphy's like, I hope he survives. And she's like, yeah, me too. He's like, yeah, so we can kill him. And she's like, why would I want to do that? And you're like, what?
Oh,
and then Murphy is kind of like, yo, I'm kind of like admiring this.
I know. It's like, you're my babe. I love you. For me, I'm not even sure that when they set up the storyline and they had this like twist at the end, I'm sure they were like, oh, the people were like this. No, this made the episode for me. Like, this was like, holy crap, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so clever.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need more of those moments in the show. Like, so far, I have to say, we've had a lot of good moments, but clever moments like that, that's been like next level. So, Emori, you win. A bravo. A brava. I do have some things that I want to complain about. Because you know me.
Of course.
Here's my thing.
What? Americ, you have
Abby,
things you want to
who, by the
complain
way,
about?
not doing so well, right?
That's true.
She's a little shaky. Here's my thing. Now she's like, oh, there's this other solution that I didn't want to go through because it's so morally dubious. You know, we could take the blood and put it in someone, but we wouldn't know if it worked unless we expose them to radiation. What? Here's the thing. Okay. That's literally a 1000% better idea than the original one, which is go through like a lot of, land and vegetation, risk a lot of people's lives to bring fuel to go to space.
I don't know, Americ, because here's the thing. This is kind of like, I think it'll work, but I'm not sure, right? So
the other one is for sure.
No, the other one, they know if they are able to go, they will be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
They just need to figure out how to land, which Raven did. So they don't need to kill anyone. The whole point is they're trying to save people. Then who do you pick to be?
See, this is
wait. Can I finish my point? The whole point is they're trying to save people. So who do you pick to test the theory? And what if they die? Then what?
I feel like there's literally a line of people who would test this thing out. Like, seriously.
You mean like volunteers?
I think not only could you get volunteers, but you could also get people like Rowan say, you need somebody? How many people do you need? I will supply that. I know this because when they were like testing it out and Clark was like, oh my God, we have to do this. And Abby's like, I know. And Rowan is like,
let's see how this works. He's very like,
what am I going to have for breakfast?
That's
what he was thinking because Rowan's a badass. We need more badassery in this stuff. Like, I'm just saying.
There is a lot of badassery.
I'm just saying. Rowan, Emori, willing to get it done. Willing to do what needs to be done. I'm not saying you make it
Raven
easy.
Too.
But I'm just saying, I felt like, in a way, you could have made that option A, right? Make it like, same moral issues and all that. And then after that, you go through the space thing, which has a bigger payoff.
But Abby is a doctor and then, do no harm.
I just think that they didn't want to go through the expense of having CGI of going through space. I really think that's what it was, honestly.
They might still have to go.
They're not going to go to space.
Why would they have the whole thing with Raven trying to fly?
It is a waste of time to make you think.
I was kind of excited.
I thought they were going to go to space. They're not going to go to space. Space is not an option anymore.
Yes, it might be. But overall,
great episode.
Amazing episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We all agree.
Right.
We all agree. Do you guys all agree?
Comment the episode.
Comment below. Let us know.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the 100 videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye! Are we still Emori and Murphy, or are we still Murphy and...
I'm still Maven.
They're still Maven. We still got you.
Which,
we still got you, Ray Ray.
I think people keep mentioning that the official name for Murphy and Raven is Mervin, which... No,
that's a hard pass.
Good.
That's a hard pass.
So I think we'll have to make our own version.
Yes, it's called Maven.
Maven.
We're all on Maven.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with Maven.
#Maven.
So you know that when I say Maven, I mean Mervin, but I'll just say Maven because it sounds better to my ears.
I don't care. We ship the way we want to ship.